Section 3.2.42. Blocking refers to the idea that the variability in a variable can be reduced by segmenting the data by some other variable. The data in the accompanying table represent the recumbent length in centimeters of a sample of 10 males and 10 females who are 40 months of age. We're going to complete parts A through D. So for part A, we want to be able to determine the standard deviation of recumbent length for all observations. So when we take a look at the data here, we're going to open it up in StatCrunch. Okay, now that we have this data open up in StatCrunch, they want us to find all 20 observations. So we need to put all in one column. So one way of doing that is just maybe copying and pasting it into column 3. And so you can just select and then scroll down and then copy and paste. So we want to find the standard deviation of all of them. So we're going to call this all. Okay, we're going to go to Stat, Summary Stat, select Columns, and then we're going to select all. And then we want to find the standard deviation of that. So when we compute that, we can round this to 2 decimal places. And if we round it to 2 decimal places, you will see that we're going to round up here. So the standard deviation of the recumbent length for all 20 observations is 6.06 centimeters. Okay, now we want to be able to determine the standard deviation of recumbent length for the males. So we're going to go back here. So now we're going to go ahead and go to Stat, Summary Stat, go to Columns. We're going to check males and find the standard deviation of that and hit Compute. And so what we get here, we're going to round that to 2 decimal places. That's 5.68. So the standard deviation of recumbent length for males is 5.68 centimeters. So we can see that for males, it is 5.68 centimeters. And then now we want to be able to find the standard deviation of recumbent length for females. So we're going to go ahead, go to Stat, Summary Stat, select Columns, and select Female, standard deviation. And we get, I'm going to round this to 2 decimal places. So rounding that to 2 decimal places means that they round up. So we get 5.59. So the standard deviation of recumbent length for females is 5.59 centimeters. So the question now states what effect does blocking by gender have on the standard deviation of recumbent length for each gender? Well, for all, we got 6.06, 0.06, right, for all. You can see here that our numbers are a little bit different between the female and male. So if you compare the standard deviations for all 20 observations to the standard deviations for each group, we call that the standard deviation for all 20 observations was 6.06. The standard deviation for males is 5.68 centimeters, and the standard deviation for females is 5.9 centimeters. So the standard deviation is lower for each group than it is for all the groups that are combined.